All right, everybody. It is Monday, April the 8th, 2019, episode number 317, and I've got my good friend and co-worker, Mr. Nicholas Lorini, in the building. Hello.
Hello.
It is good to have you here. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm very good. We just did a smoke break video that everyone can go check out on YouTube. If you are just an audio listener, go to YouTube, search CJ Couch Talk, smoke break, whatever, you'll find it. How'd you enjoy that experience?
It was nice.
Let
It
me
was
move
fun.
this way.
Am I?
That's perfect.
That's
perfect.
better. Okay. I'll try to turn like that.
Yelp review. I can move it more this way.
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay. Yelp review the smoke break experience.
Oh God. It was service was great. The food could have been a little better seasoned.
Well, you have Charleston Chews, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
Shout out Charleston Chews. Thank you very much for sponsoring this podcast. I really appreciate, let me eat these.
The water's very cold.
Water's
It's
cold,
nice.
extra ice. I'm an extra ice guy. How do you feel about ice?
I like ice. Ice is good. One of the great inventions of humanity.
I think people that don't indulge in ice, that's like so fucking stupid and pointless.
Yeah, you should totally do that. I mean, be ready to lose ice though, if shit hits the fan.
If the apocalypse happens, you can't depend on it.
Yeah, I mean shit.
So,
Yeah, the smoke break was nice. That was cool. Never really done a podcast thing before. So
really?
Yeah, no, I just film them all the time.
Okay, yeah.
But I've been known to talk to people. So
You've talked, you converse, you like having conversations. I understand that. That's why we're here. I want to get into your life. Do you have brothers and sisters?
only child.
Me too, dude. Fuck yeah.
It's pretty. Ooh, shit. It's
okay.
pretty cool.
It is cool.
Not gonna lie.
You kind of spoiled? I got spoiled.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that I didn't get a little bit spoiled. I mean, what was nice is I didn't get everything just handed to me though.
Yeah.
There was some lines drawn. The whole. I remember I wanted a cell phone so fucking bad.
What grade?
6th grade,
Yes.
because kids I was around, they started popping up on kids in middle school, and I was so fucking sick. This kid's cell phone slides. One kid had a
remember the chocolate?
One kid, Kyle Piha, had a fucking sidekick.
So sick.
I swear to God, girls dated that kid sometimes just because he had a fucking sidekick.
Dude, isn't that so weird that it's probably true?
Yeah, possibly.
It probably did.
I mean, Kyle was also he was hilarious. He was a cool dude.
Yeah, that took you pretty far.
But yeah, the sidekick was.
So did you get one in 7th grade?
I don't think I got a cell phone until 8th grade.
Ooh, I got one in 7th grade. Fuck you, bro.
Maybe, I think it was the summer before 8th grade. I got a cell phone, some shit like that.
Do you remember what phone you got?
Yeah, I got the Kyocera, the slide one.
Ooh, very cool.
It was it slid vertical. It was so fucking sick. It had a little antenna. And
not me.
I had Snake in color.
I like Snake.
Yeah, Snake's cool.
It's classic.
Yeah, Snake's all right.
I had a Motorola one, you know what I mean? That was just the buttons were up always, there was no sliding,
yeah.
There was no nothing.
Yeah, I was always super
Cool
interested in a BlackBerry. Obviously the sidekick, we already went over that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, iPhones started coming out and I was an HTC dude. I was Androids, bro.
Why, man?
I don't fucking know. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I don't they weren't better.
Androids also just take all your information way gnarlier. Apple does a really good job of keeping you secure. What they do with their app, the map shit, is insane, dude.
I'm not super worried about that stuff. Advertisers are gonna get at my information, and I'm gonna get advertised too. I'm not, and anybody else, I just don't think I'm doing anything wrong enough that anything's gonna happen as a result of my information getting out there.
There's nothing worse than the person that's overly paranoid about cell phone shit.
Yeah, I definitely, I think that's not to say I don't think there's more macroscopic elements to that argument that are worth considering. Like, as a society, what are our standards and regulations as far as this topic goes? Like, do we want to be a type of society that allows information to just sort of be sucked up and disseminated without us really having consent on that? Like,
I would like for it not to be.
I think that's a different argument. Me personally, I don't really give a fuck, but do I think that that's a discussion that should be had? Yeah, absolutely.
Well, okay, let's talk about it then, because in a way, we get if there is somebody who's, totally hacked into your life, they got all your information, it's the government, whatever. Maybe in a way it's a good thing, because if there's people out there who are texting about doing a bunch of illegal bad things like killing people or planning this bombing or whatever, all that can get picked up and flagged.
Of course.
But then there's jokes, like there's jokes where people joke about things, and then you're going to get your house raided because you're making fucked up jokes with your friends, So there's definitely a fine line with it, because I feel like that would happen all the time, because there's way more people making fucked up jokes than there are people planning to bomb the White House.
And I mean, how often does that happen, though? I mean, maybe it
depends.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not really looking at the right reporting, but
I'm being extremely
I've
specific right now.
I've never heard of that happening. I'm sure there's an exception.
Oh,
to
it hasn't happened. I'm
sure it has happened. I just don't know if it's happening to a degree that it's like a big problem. Obviously, it's not okay if it happens once, but
right.
I imagine measures after that does happen. I have to assume with the size of bureaucracy and the scope of that operation, that like there's a whole committee on that figuring out, okay, what the fuck happened, because that's not good for the people conducting that business. I mean, whether you agree with it or not, like it hurts your ability to do your job well if you have issues like that going on. If you're spending money that's been allocated to you for this quarter of the year by the federal government to go raid some guy who made a joke. Like, exactly,
and you're fucking up the public, and then the public's not going to want to vote on it again.
You look stupid. You lose credibility. Like the public has discussions like these where the merit of the organization starts to be come into question, and like I hear all the shit, and like I think there could be nefarious things happening. Of course, there probably are a lot of things that I don't know that I wouldn't like, but they're doing a relatively good job, I would say.
Well, like I was somebody who when I was like 18, I got super into conspiracy theories, and then I got, I realized that's all fucking crazy, and I'm just like into it because it's like entertaining and I'm indulging in it. And I got out of it, but I still always thought there was like an element of everything set up, blah, 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 the president's picked, not voted upon, whatever. But the fact that Trump won, dude, to me proves that our bullshit ass system is working. Like it's not being fucked with. Like there isn't an Illuminati picking the president, because they definitely wouldn't have picked Trump. No fucking way. Unless they're trying to just make a civil war happen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and if you want to look at it from the conspiracy side, you can just like use your imagination there. And like,
but they used,
and like, yeah, I mean,
the media was so against him,
I mean, yeah, exactly. But you could,
and that's the man.
But you could very well see that being used as a tactic. I mean, what happened there was really interesting. It's like, not to like toot that horn, but it's
Toot it.
There was an interference with the foreign government, and like who knows to like what level or what degree that happened. I mean, I'm sure we'll find out soon, hopefully. But
listen to Sam Harris's podcast with this one lady on it. I could look it up right now, and maybe I will, just to give him credit.
I mean, that shit happened, and I think what happened with the Trump thing and why that's a phenomenon is that it's driven us to a weird place. That kind of sucks.
Everyone really needs to listen to this podcast, because it was Facebook groups, and what they would do on both sides, dude. It wasn't. They create memes, they do all this shit, and what it does, like all these group meetup things for all these rallies and stuff, they were created and people were going to them, and then they would set up a Black Lives Matter meeting as well. Like they were doing this, and it's all documented, described in detail on Sam Harris's podcast and she might have went on Joe Rogan actually as well.
These things are crazy.
Dude, Charleston chews are so...
I gotta stop.
Renee DiResta. Everyone listen to the Sam Harris Waking Up with Sam Harris, or no, Making Sense, Sam Harris's podcast. It's episode number 145, The Information War, a conversation with Renee DiResta. Dude, it's literally like so documented, and it was these groups, the amount of people that were liking these pages, interacting with these pages, commenting and everything was over 30 million people, and this election was basically decided by 77,000 votes. So it's pretty safe to say that affected it. And how do we stop that?
I have no idea.
I don't think you can.
I mean, I would imagine
without extreme, like,
I would imagine
Overwatch.
A lot of different things got to happen. A lot of things need to be rethought. I hear some of that conversation happening in some like reporting and stuff. You don't really hear a whole bunch of that conversation happening on like a congressional level, which is like where that kind of needs to happen.
Yeah. What the fuck are they talking about?
Like I heard a story about this voting system they use. I think it's in Northern Ireland, where it's, everybody casts a vote, but you cast a vote for like your first, second, third, like every choice on the ballot. It's a ranked vote. So, once. The person who gets all the number ones isn't usually going to be the person that wins, because what's going to happen is as people get eliminated, all those votes go to the next person in the ranking.
And like 1 is worth 4 points, 2 is worth 3 points, 3 is worth 2, and 4 is worth 1, and they add them all up. Dude, I like that a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there is, they covered one instance of a couple of candidates like teaming up and basically saying like, just as long as you don't vote for that person, one of us will win, because it's really about beating that person, not about either one of us winning.
I mean, in this situation with Trump, I like it, but like personally on like the future level, I wouldn't like that. I think this idea of a president is...
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that's like one of the faults of that system.
But like we already have all these little district representatives and shit,
Yeah.
Why? Like, I know this is so crazy, but we have all this government and all this shit. Why wouldn't it just be where all these little districts, there's a state level, and those same people at our state level go work on the national level, and whatever laws come up, they just get voted upon. And if there's however many districts, let's say there's 1,000 districts, there's 1,000 votes, and whatever wins, wins. Instead of this president thing, and it works its way down and all this bullshit, like... Fuck that, dude. I don't like that at all. No, like, who the fuck wants to be a president?
Yeah, I mean...
Who thinks that's a good idea? Somebody who probably shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, it takes a certain type of person. I don't think that... I mean, it's easy to be cynical about it now, given...
Dude, I've been on this
the current state of affairs. But,
I've been pessimistic, son.
I mean, you can look at history, and there's been some pretty not just in this country, but like some pretty like, genuinely honorable heads of state. And I mean, as a head of state, obviously that position comes with like, you're gonna have to do some questionable shit.
What percentage do you think have been good dudes and been good presidents? Because I understand, like Obama. Cool guy, everything. The amount of people that died from drone strikes, the amount of like he was all about cracking or being open to whistleblowers and then completely cracks down on him. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of fucking people died. Wars got extended. Mm-hmm. Like, is that a good president? I don't know. I don't know what a good president is, because it seems impossible.
I mean, that whole situation, that's going to happen with any administration. That's just the culture of American foreign policy. We until we decide as a country that we don't want an operation always happening somewhere. Like, we're always doing something somewhere. I mean,
it drives the economy.
fucking A. There's not just the military with all of its number of branches that perform whatever function and mission that they're required of. You've also got, CIA, NSA, FBI that are all operating internationally. And I mean, it's we've always got something going on, and it's not to say that it's all bad. I think there's definitely good work being done there, and like honest work being done there. I mean, you see with the FBI after this whole Russia thing, that the Mueller situation seemed like really professional to me. They weren't saying anything to anybody. They released a report. They didn't overstep anything. They weren't asking for any convictions. They were just with like the summary of the report says, just basically like, there's a lot of stuff wrong, but we can't really bring any charges up. And hopefully we'll get to find out exactly what's wrong and exactly why charges can't be brought up, but we'll see.
I don't know. There's definitely good stuff going on, obviously, but it just seems like for whatever reason, and it's a false premise of we're going to help them though.
Yeah.
Like, it's
there's a lot of stupid shit that we do too. Like the drone strikes are not okay.
That's insane.
There's like all kinds of like bullshit ass wars we've started, like the Nicaraguan Contras with Reagan.
Super fun.
Where he was, oh god, yeah. There's a movie called Kill the Messenger that's really interesting, and it's all about the Jeremy Renner plays the journalist from some like little podunk newspaper in Los Angeles, or that's how the movie made it seem. But he's the journalist that breaks the story about crack cocaine coming into LA and coming in through the CIA or the FBI or something.
So do you think it's the CIA and the FBI doing it, or do you think it's like one dude who's in it, or a couple dudes who are in it who see this as an opportunity to make money?
No, it was there was suggestions in the picture, and I think it I don't know for sure, I haven't verified it myself, but I think it can be verified that there was like a high level official in the administration that like approved the operation. Like it was like something the CIA.
Oh, dude, I don't doubt it at all. I was just asking how conspiracy-minded
was
you are.
working on. Well, and the reason they were doing it is because they were using the money to fund paramilitary groups to overthrow.
Black Ops.
Democratic Socialist, whatchamacallits, like countries in Central America, like Nicaragua was one of those.
Dude.
And it wasn't Black Ops. They just like recognized a faction of people in the country that were like to the right of democratic socialism. We have, a real fear of, communism and socialism in the culture of this country. That's just the fact of the matter. And so we did a lot of work to stop that wherever it was around. And if it's in Central America, it's close. So you fund an organization that's within the government, and they sort of perform a coup, and that way you don't have to be there to the public because troops aren't in there. But your money's there. So that's
have
why.
You seen the show The Brink on HBO?
No. Oh wait,
with Jack Black.
Yeah, that show's funny.
It's great.
I like that show.
Yeah, dude, how they send all that money and shit to all these people. It's so funny. But that's then, and it's still going on now. It's just this nonstop thing. But even on a local level, dude, I've told this story before, but my friend Casey Studstill, BFF style, been on the show many times. Shout out. He just graduated from Tulsa Welding School. So one of his classmates who was one of his good friends there missed one of the days, and he came back the next day and was like, dude, I think he made like $100 or something, and he was sitting at the bus stop waiting to get picked up to go to school, and a van drove by and was like, hey, do you want to make $15 an hour? And he's like, doing what? He said, you got to come to this Andrew Gillum rally. So it's like just this 40-year-old black dude sitting at the bus stop. They pick him up. He's in this van, like one of those big vans, and they just drove around town picking up random fucking black dudes basically and other random people, and they gave them all Andrew Gillum shirts, and they just went to this rally, paid them all in hard cash, and sent them out about their way. Like,
yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
that is so stupid beyond the obvious nature of it. I go next level with this. That people are so dumb that a picture with a bunch of people is more important than like the issues and what's going on. Like, that matters so much that you're willing to pay a busload of people $100 each to be in a bigger picture. And Trump lying about his numbers because it matters so much. Like, the American people need to be fucking sharp in paying attention to who these people are. Not looking at pictures like, oh, there's this many people here. Oh, this person was